Welcome back to Yogaxpress, your virtual stretch clinic that helps you move the body to still the mind. My name is Banu Suresh. I'm your host for this program. I'm first going to introduce a very familiar face. For most of our viewers, you have already met Sarah Torres to my left. As soon as the camera starts moving to Sarah, you're going to see her wonderful, wonderful painted nails, which she got a special job done, right? I love your nails, Sarah.
Thank
I love
you
them.
so much.
And you said I can do them too, right? It's very easy to do all those
if you wanted to go get them done, yeah, you could just go to the salon and they have like a whole chart of things that you could choose from.
I was just telling Sarah a couple of days back, I said the only problem I'd have, because I use my fingers to eat, how am I going to eat? Probably use my nails as chopsticks or something. Lift up.
Be a little messy, you know?
I know,
like
I have
not
to clean
be
my
so
nails.
clean.
Sarah, you're also an up-and-coming author, right?
Yes.
How's your book coming out?
My book is okay, just the financing. You know, the book is done.
Anyone out there want to finance Sarah's book? Something for everybody, correct?
Something for everybody. I was thinking everyone, and I'm like, no, it's everybody.
Something for everybody. That's what I thought you said.
Yeah. And I've been getting into script writing. I don't know.
You did mention briefly, yes.
I have before.
Yes.
I was telling her about something new. I think I talked about something assassin and somebody else's project, but they needed somebody to express it on paper for them. So I was able to do that. And recently I was approached with a new production company. They're looking for people who are writing scripts.
Nice.
So they want to work with this new idea that I'm creating, but they're gonna, you know,
they give you the storyline.
Lay it out. No, I make the storyline, and then they produce it.
Okay.
And there's a possibility I could help with the production, but not the directing. But I'm not sure yet.
Okay.
It's the synopsis. A quick synopsis is about suicide. They wanted something dramatic, but with a tone of comedy in it.
Wow, that should be interesting.
I love dramedy.
I think it's called a dramedy.
Like they're making all these new terms for infusion kind of thing.
Yeah, so it is called a dramedy. It is a dramedy.
I love it.
And yeah, because it's so intense with the drama. There's actually a touch of us apart that can lighten up the tone of the drama.
Right.
And this particular short film is going to be about suicide. The synopsis is basically, you know, a series of people who consider suicide as an option. And they don't choose that option.
We only have the right to create, not to take our lives away, right?
And what was this? The little saying I said, suicide. Yeah, suicide is a permanent solution to temporary problems. So my friend told me that one time.
No turning back.
But you know, again, I think it's part of us being human. There is that part that will succumb to wanting to end.
Right. And because we're not willing to wait and see what happens, or give it a try and look beyond that.
Yeah.
Maybe
you're right. That's it's a permanent solution to a temporary problem.
Temporary problems, and it affects so many other people besides yourself.
Well, that's the thing. So we need to think about others, the people who survive. Right. They are going to be impacted a lot more.
And that's right. Yeah, because her face, like we talked a little bit earlier, and I was telling her at the end of it. Basically, there's a message that comes up, and because, well, the option is, because in the scene, they were grabbing the phone. Right. So that's why there's an option, because they're considering, okay, I'm going to do this. But in the midst of the act, they decide to do something else. And in each of the short scenes, they'll grab the phone. That's how the script is written, they grab the phone. And it goes to the next person, and at the end, you'll see all of the 4 people who were going to do this sitting in a room, which is therapy.
Just, yeah, sure.
Yeah, and it says, you know, there'll be an end message that says, wouldn't you rather laugh at yourself today than have others mourn you tomorrow?
That's beautiful. Very nice.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah, very nice. I'd like to thank our crew, Josie and Hurd and Carol Lewis in the control room. They're also managing all the studio, the camera setups and everything, but also our facilitator for today, once more, it's Kristen Kofa. Thank you so much, Kristen, for arranging all the studio lights and the gobos in the back, the designs in the back. Now for the big moment everyone's been waiting for. Hello, John. Jill Camera. Jill is one of my 3 favorite teachers in New York. Jill, I love your teaching style, and you know, Sarah, you won't believe, Jill is hilarious in the classrooms. I thought you were hilarious. She would get us in and out of these postures, basic, simple, restorative postures also. She'd make them so much fun.
Right.
It was enjoyable just going to Jill's class. So I'm so happy, Jill, you've been able to make time for us. You
My
talked
pleasure.
yesterday, and fairly briefly about the Yoga Fan. Now you are co-editor of the Yoga Fan, and you did mention a beautiful description, detailed description about how it's set out as chakras.
Exactly.
With the colors.
And I was thinking when Sarah was talking about suicide, a little morbid topic, but one of the things that a yoga practice helps with are those kind of, say, more morbid thoughts. And I was also thinking that it's because it works with that survival chakra, because you don't want to survive when you are thinking of suicide. And we were saying with the yoga practice, it works all the various levels of the energy within the body. It helps restore it. We'll do some nice restorative postures today.
You need to build yoga practice into your script for your characters, so they.
Well, maybe they'll do that in their therapy, because sometimes they do incorporate yoga.
We're giving her ideas for the
Like, don't leave out the yoga now. Don't worry, I'm working on something for Banu. I don't know if she remembers, but it's my secret yoga.
That's right.
And it's interesting because, again, we were talking about the chakras. The root chakra, the base chakra, is considered, that's your survival chakra. So if that goes out of whack, you basically don't want to survive. And it's totally connected with your crown chakra, which is your connection to, we say cosmic, subtle vibration or cosmic consciousness, but it's when you lose that connection that you will lose oftentimes the will to
The
live.
chakras actually, when you mention the word connection, that's what it reminds me of. It's, to me, when I think of chakras, I'm thinking of some kind of an electric charge. So when you talk about lose the connection, it's like a telephone wire. Suddenly you cannot hear the person at the other end. You've lost that connection. So by staying and practicing every day, we are staying in touch with them.
Yes, and again, I can't tell you how it works. I don't think anybody really can, Bob, but it does work with that connection. Again, maybe on the physical level, those electrical impulses, so beautifully put. And when you lose the connection, whether it be, as we know, to others or to higher beings or just even a higher good, truth, beauty, that's when hopelessness sets in. And again, another thing that will oftentimes bring about depression and then suicide.
I can't wait to get out of that little tub of suicidal moment.
Yeah, okay.
Sarah, this
Yeah, it was very
amazing.
interesting,
You should
right?
work it into your theme.
Yeah.
What do you have planned for us today?
Well, today I thought we'd start with seated basic stretches.
Okay.
And then you'll be familiar, we did it yesterday on the chair, but we're just going to do it seated.
Okay.
And then we'll do some shoulder openers.
Okay.
And we'll move into some lunges. And I think that might...
Yeah, I think we should be fully
that's
charged
great.
by
We'll be
then.
fully
That
charged
sounds
and
wonderful.
connected.
Okay, we're ready to.
So, whenever you're ready, let's start this way. We'll extend our legs out.
Okay.
Give those good old knees a rest, and take your hand and just kind of slide your buttocks flesh back. And then, speaking of connection, we'll make it our theme. You can feel the connection of the sitting bones onto the mat, right? So there you are, you're connected to the earth. And it's not even so much a connection to, say, higher beings or God or cosmic consciousness. We need a connection to the earth.
Right, it's the lightning conductor. That
Exactly. Yeah, that keeps us alive and healthy. And then if it feels okay, you can bend one leg in and then the other and come into your seated pose. If you wanted to, you could always sit up on a block.
That's right. That helps
Yes,
with the knees.
that helps with the knees.
Yeah.
For the most part, in this country, we do not sit this way.
Right.
So it's a lot of opening for our hips and our knees, and you want to be comfortable when you're sitting. So if it weren't
This feels
comfortable,
great.
you could extend your legs straight out. But Sarah, you look pretty comfortable.
Yeah, she's very
Natural, right? Yeah. And then we're going to press our hands
This
down.
girl never did yoga before she came on this show.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
I was
She
trying
loves
to
it
find
now.
a place to go, but all I could, I couldn't afford a lot of
You
classes.
came to the right place.
And
girl.
I'm glad that
Yeah,
I came
that's,
here.
that's wonderful. Yeah, what does it say? When this student is ready, the teacher will come. So you were ready.
Nice.
Yeah. So press your hands down a little bit on your thighs, and that's going to lift the chest up. So we like one part of us rooting down. There's our connection to the earth, but don't forget about that connection to space and sky and a higher vibration, and we get that through lifting the chest up. And then let's release the hands by the hips and use the fingertips, a little bit of pressure just to lift the chest ever so lightly. And we talked earlier about pulling the lower abdominals in. And then we'll take an inhale, reach the arms up to the sky. Sometimes that will take you off of your seat. I'll exaggerate a little bit. So you want to make sure you're still rooting down, but you have that nice extension into space. A couple of breaths here. Sometimes yoga is taught with what's known as a belly breath, breathing into the belly. My tradition teaches that the belly stays firm, a little bit of a girdling action there, and the breath is through the side ribs, back body, upper lungs. Now from here we're going to turn to one side and take an easy twist. So one hand will come to the outside of the opposite thigh, and then the same side arm will be behind you. That's it. Nice, Sarah. And then notice how when you inhale, you get a little taller. You want to try and maintain that height. And then as you exhale, that revolves you right around your central axis, bringing everything out. And then we're going to take another inhale and reach our arms back up to the sky. Then we'll turn to the opposite side. You could also have had a block behind you if you needed that a bit. Same thing, you want to lift with the inhale and turn with the exhale. And then we're going to reach the arms up on the inhale. Always moving with the breath, and then just extend the arms out to the side. Wano, you're ready to go.
Sorry.
Now we're going to take a side bend. So you're going to lean over to one side and stretch the opposite arm up and over. You can look up towards the wonderful lights. You feel like such a movie star when you see those lights. And then inhale, come back up, and we'll stretch laterally to the other side. Notice how the opposite sitting bone wants to come up, so you have to root that down. A lot of
Jill, in case you find there's a lot of noise out there, this is an open studio, so people don't always realize there's a program happening.
I wish they would just come in here and stretch with us.
That's right.
Inhale, come on up. And then we're going to reach the arms out to the sides again. Flip the palms up. It's going to open up the chest a bit. Sarah, you can take your arms a little behind your shoulders. Yeah? Negotiate for a little space with Banu. And then flip the palms down and back and just soften the spine. Good. And then inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, float the arms down. I'm laughing to myself because they're probably getting your yoga on a subliminal level. They're hearing what we're saying, so maybe in their
I'm getting a high just listening to it.
or maybe in their dreams tonight they'll be doing their yoga.
Right.
Okay, but it's better to do it with all faculties present.
All
together, yeah.
That's right.
So we're going to go through that same sequence, but with one breath. So Sarah, we all have a natural tendency. This is kind of our natural way to sit. So we actively open up, beautiful, and you want to try and maintain that a nice open chest.
It takes so much concentration.
It does. It does. It takes a lot of like mindfulness, which is the definition of yoga, the ability to focus
Sarah,
the
with
mind.
Jill's help, we're learning to zen out all those sounds.
Yes, that's right. Actually, I was just tuning them out. You know, I'll just say one thing before we move on. Every yoga studio has some little picadillo, whether it be the noise outside. Do you remember 42nd Street?
Right,
We were
right.
we had a studio right on 42nd Street, so it was all the crazy noise 42nd and 5th Avenue.
That's right.
Some studios have heating that is like the bang, 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 bang. So as New York yogis, you learn to
Right.
tune things out when you need to. You have to.
Well, I mean, people are practicing yoga in Times Square, right?
Yes,
That's what they're
exactly.
doing.
Yeah.
Summer solstice.
So you know what that means for people at home living in an apartment next to the train station.
Oh,
Right.
That's
They
right.
need to yoga every day.
Yeah, and if you know, practicing yoga as a New Yorker in this, and being able to tune out of the distractions, it's more challenging but more vital than if you were in a calm, peaceful
Right, it's easy,
field.
exactly.
That's easy.
It's
to,
easy,
to
right?
meditate
Right.
in
That's
New York.
one less aspect you have to think about, right?
Right.
The noise.
Right. All right, ladies, so let's do that same sequence just with one inhale and exhale with the movement. So we're going to inhale, reach the arms up, and exhale, take your twist. Good. Inhale, reach the arms up, and exhale, twist to the other side. Inhale, reach the arms up. Now we're going to lean over to the side. Remember, stretch the opposite side. Inhale the arms up. And take the other side. Inhale the arms up. And then the arms will go out to the sides. Flip the palms up. And you'll feel the shoulder blades engage. You take a little mini back bend here. Flip the palms down. Take a gentle forward fold. Inhale the arms up. And exhale the arms down. Let's change the cross of the legs. Always good to do both sides equally. Chris and I can't remember which was which, because if ultimately you want it to feel good, absolutely
On
the
both
same,
sides,
balanced
yeah,
on both
yeah.
sides. Shall we go through that one more time?
Yeah, let's do that.
It was nice. It was
Yeah.
like,
Felt
yes,
good,
the
right?
flowing.
Flowing,
Right,
flowing,
very smooth down.
smooth, and you're getting, and it's a little short enough sequence you can memorize any
Yes.
time, anywhere. You could do it.
So say that again, the 5 directions you were talking about. Up,
The spine can move
down.
in actually 6 directions.
Right.
We did 5. The spine is upright.
yeah.
The spine can twist, so you can feel that.
Side and then
The spine bones actually turn, they actually
Right.
twist. The spine can move laterally, which means to the side.
Oh, okay.
So again, those bones can go like this
Right.
and move laterally.
Right.
The spine can back bend, so the bones can go like this.
To get closer. Okay.
Right, there's closer through the spinal processes, the back part of the spine, and then you
going
can forward bend, and the bones can go like this. The third action that the spine can have is to go completely upside down.
Okay.
And again, that's
That's when you stand on your head.
exactly.
Oh, okay.
She's right, because that's really when it's
Sarah's
totally
ready
upside
to
down.
try that
Yeah.
now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well,
Actually, if we had enough blocks, I would get her up on the wall. A shoulder stand, the spine is not completely upside down because you're still a little
The neck,
curved.
yeah.
The neck. Forearm stand, it's upside down. Hand stand upside down, and head stand. So, but those 5 of the 6 actions get you pretty good to go.
I have a little bit of an adaptation for the headstand, because the headstand is a bit of a challenge for me. So what I do when we watch TV, you know how you have these TV sofas? So ours is a pretty heavy sofa. I just turn myself upside down.
You can do that.
Yeah, and fortunately it's heavy enough so it doesn't tilt over. And then very slowly I'm trying to strengthen the lower abdominals to try and lift my legs. But I'm still a little fearful of falling off, so I'm very careful.
Yeah, though you do shoulder stand all the time,
Yes,
right? Yes,
yeah.
shoulder
Shoulder
stand's your
stand.
thing.
But-
I learned again, we don't have enough blocks to do it, and
How many blocks would it take?
it would take 1, 2, 3.
right?
Yeah, 6.
Times-
Actually 8.
8.
Because you would do 3 lined up
On either side,
on
yes.
either side,
And then-
and 1 out from those 2, and you flip yourself up and you catch your shoulders
Oh,
on
right,
the
right, right.
blocks.
Oh,
So there's no pressure on the cervical spine, so you don't have to build up those muscles. You get the nice release of the spine upside down. you've seen that they actually sell special
Oh, for shoulder stand?
for
For a
headstand.
headstand?
They're
I need
black.
that.
Yeah,
Oh, I always thought those things were like neck rests.
they're like a
You can
little.
use them as neck
It's like a little table about this high, has a curve here, and then a place to hold your hand. You put your head in, and you walk your legs forward, and then flip up. And again, it catches your
I'm
shoulders.
gonna get me one of those. You don't.
Yeah.
I'll be doing all kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, and there's other things you can do on it. All right, so I think we're good for time. Shall we do one more round
Yes,
like that, and
let's
then
do that.
we'll move on. So it's nice and tall, which oftentimes is
Nice,
good work
easy
in
to
itself.
do.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
then
'cause we're always collapsing in our chairs.
inhale, reach the arms up, and exhale, twist to one side. Good. Inhale the arms up, and exhale, twist to the other side. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, lean over to one side. Stretch, lateral stretch. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, lateral stretch to the other side. Inhale the arms up. Exhale the arms out. Neutral spine. Palms flip up, little mini back bend. Palms flip down, nice soft forward cat stretch. Inhale, reach the arms up. And there you go. Wonderful.
Oh,
So-
we're ready to run the marathon.
Yes, almost, right?
Like at the end of each sequence is like you get recharged.
Right,
That's
a little
surge and
juicier and juicy.
energy. Yeah,
When the
that's true.
spine moves
So
in those different directions, that's what brings more energetics to the body. Again, the electromagnetic channels called the
Moving my
nadis.
spine all day.
That's right, and that's another one too, Sarah. Demonstrate that for us. That's a really nice move to do. Just
Oh, it
kind
just
of.
felt
That's
really
right.
Yes,
We talk,
it's like,
we talk about that in the yoga class as a sacral massage, right? Like
Yes.
a seated one.
Yeah.
Well, we used to do the ones on our back.
On the
But
back,
the
or you could do
seated
it on
one
all
is a
fours.
great idea.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And again, it's not for the a beginner. I would say stick with the what we had just done earlier, because you see this has a little bit of pull on the
Block. We used to do
on the
blocks.
around the block, and
On
also you could pull a little bit on your lower back if you're
Oh.
not careful. But for the most part, this is pretty good, pretty juicy. Yes.
Pretty juicy. I love a choice of words.
All right, and then we'll sit up. And then I was going to do Virasana. We're going to come onto our hands and knees. We'll use, let's see what blocks we need.
Oh.
I'll do a quick demo if you like. The knees come together, the feet apart to start, and then you can take one or two blocks and you make the block like a little square pillow and place it under your seat. Any discomfort on the knees, you take an extra block. How does that feel?
That's fine.
Good. And then come up again. Let's take our thumbs into our calf muscle and pull it not only down but out. Make a little space. And then come on down. Thanks, Banu. And then draw the heels into the hips. And again, sitting up tall. We're going to interlace our fingers. Nothing too fancy today. Flip the palms forward. And then draw the arms up. It's kind of our theme for the day. Notice the hands, when you really press the palms up, the seat wants to come up. So if you relax your sitting bones back down into that block, you get a traction. So you lengthen the spine, you stretch the spine long, and those energies can flow smoother, more efficiently. They can work towards repair in the body more effectively, bringing health and well-being. Inhale a deep breath, and then release the palms down, hands down. Let's change the interlace. So that means whatever index finger was on top, the opposite one will go. Palms will flip forward, and arms will reach up. Good, thank you. Again,
I don't
weight
see
down.
how this doesn't make people taller.
It does make people taller.
Oh, it
Or if
does?
nothing else, it'll make you not get shorter. How's that?
That might help anyway in my case. I don't want to
Because
get any
as we
shorter.
age, we do get shorter.
That's true.
Naturally,
Get closer
yes.
to the earth till you're ready to go under.
That's
how I
a
feel.
very good one. And that's, yeah, everything gets closer to the earth, Banu,
Right.
including...
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah. So we like to work a little bit away from the earth and then bring the earth down. Yes,
I told
everything
you, this
starts.
will make you laugh right through.
Oh. So let's do one more shoulder opener because we have time.
Okay.
And again, these are things simple enough you can memorize. We're doing them seated, so you can do them in a chair.
Right.
And or if you prefer to do
How
them
would you
floor.
get your?
Well, you would have not the leg
leg,
configuration. You'd be
feet on the floor,
sitting.
right?
You have your feet on the floor.
Oh, you
Yeah,
just-
that's a good question.
Oh,
But you can
okay.
do the arm thing. In fact, you know, I'm going to change it up because I'll do an arm stretch that we didn't do on the chair yesterday. So you're going to bring the arms out to the sides. We're going to do right, but it could be either elbow. You're going to bring your right elbow underneath of your left elbow. And you should feel a stretch in the back, but relax the shoulders. So instead of this. And then bend the arms. And if it feels okay, you'll bring the right palm to the left palm, or you maybe hook the thumbs. So it's like a snake charmer arms. And then you lift the elbows a little bit more in line with the shoulders, but pull the lower abdominal muscles in and down.
I did not understand what to do.
You're doing it.
Okay.
So something was
She's looking
working.
for a bit of a challenge. I think it's a bit easy for her.
Yes, I noticed that. I'm she's got beautiful flexibility. But do you feel a nice stretch on the back? Sarah, lift your elbows up. Try that.
That's right.
Yes.
That may help you a little more.
And relax the shoulders down. And you can pull the hands away, the thumbs away from the face. Now, do you feel anything? A little bit?
What am I supposed to be feeling?
Nice stretch in the
your
back?
Oh my back.
Okay, tomorrow
she
we've
needs
got
to fold
something.
over.
I've
Yeah,
got
maybe
something for her
tomorrow,
tomorrow. Okay, because I do want to get the
Sarah,
opposite
you
side.
are-
I
trouble.
thought the
And then
stretch
relax.
was weird because it's like so intense up here.
And we're going to do the opposite side.
Oh, yeah.
Arms
that's
out.
really good.
Yes. So now, if you can remember, I did my right underneath. You're going to do a left underneath, and then turn, and then lift the elbows. I feel my stretch is right on my upper back. And again, for a lot of
I also
office
feel a bit of
workers,
a tricep, but go on.
yes, you do feel it in
Yeah.
the tricep too. And I think everyone will feel slightly
I can feel
different.
the
Yeah.
tricep. I can feel the
Okay.
tricep.
Good. Good.
While we are holding this position, I'd like to thank our crew, Josie and Hurd and Carol Lewis. Thank you so much for being there when we needed you most. And thanks to Kristen Kofer for the studio lights and the sound system. On behalf of Sarah Torres and Jill Camera, our special guest, this is Banu Suresh signing off, and you are watching Yoga Express.
Okay. Release, my ladies, and namaste. Thank you
Namaste.
so
That
much.
really feels good. We work
Yes.
with the body. So what are we doing tomorrow?
2 inches tall.
Tomorrow, I think we'll do some lunges on the blocks and some cat-cows with a little abdominal.
Right. Okay.
And then some nice apanasana, a little
Okay.
more restorative.
Okay.
Dvipada, the tabletop,
All right. And it's all
Dynamically?
going to be on the mat.
all going to be on the mat. Yep.
Perfect. Those of you who are watching us, don't forget, join us tomorrow.
I thought we was off. I was over here playing with some.
That's all right. That's all right. We're just so charged up. We probably are still rolling, but that's okay. That felt good,
Very nice.
actually. We worked
Yes.
every part. You know what I found, though?
Looks nice.
This, it felt good. But when this, I always thought this side was tight, and it is. But I feel it more when it's on the inside, maybe because I'm stretching a bit more on this hand. Because I don't know. The right arm, usually, because if you're right-handed,
Right,
say
usually they
it's
say
a bit stiffer, right?
But usually a bit stiffer. Though
Okay, so that's what's
Yeah.
happening when I get my right elbow over. Oh, I see, because the tricep
Yeah,
stretch, right?
right, right.
That's what it is. Okay, Sarah, I need to whack you every now and then so I get a bit of a tricep stretch.
Yeah, see, she's very flexible in the
Right,
shoulder
she
because
is.
her work is this. What we were going to do,
yeah.
in fact, you know what? We'll start out with it next show. We'll do Gomukhasana.
Yeah, that'll be good. Nice
Yeah.
balance.